I remember the first time my father looked proud of me. Not the polite smile he wore in front of nobles, not the empty expression he used during ceremonies, real pride. I was 6 years old, sitting in the corner of the war room while ministers argued over grain routes and border disputes. They spoke for hours, circling the same problem like starving dogs fighting over scraps. I remember watching the map more than listening to their voices. The southern roads had flooded from spring rain, which meant caravans would never arrive before winter. So I spoke. "The river route is faster," I said. The room went quiet. One of the ministers laughed softly under his breath, but my father didn't. He walked to the map, stared at it for a long moment, and realized I was right. For the first time in my life, I felt seen. After that, everything changed. Tutors followed me everywhere. Politics, economics, etiquette, military history. I devoured every lesson they gave me. My mother once told a guest that I would become the jewel of Starin. I remember pretending not to hear her while standing behind the curtains outside the ballroom, but I heard every word. Children born into royalty do not grow up wanting love. We grow up wanting acknowledgement, and for a while I had it. Not affection, not warmth, but attention. To a child like me, that was enough. I worked endlessly for it. I learned how to smile without revealing emotion, learned how to speak carefully enough that ministers twice my age would stop to listen, learned how to walk through the palace halls with my head high even when my feet bled from training. Every success earned another glance from my father, another nod from my mother, another whisper from the nobles. Third princess, the gifted daughter, the future of Starin. Then she was born. I still remember holding her for the first time. She was impossibly small, wrapped in white cloth, with those pale golden eyes staring up at me, like she already understood the world around her. Her tiny fingers curled around mine, and I remember laughing quietly because of how absurdly fragile she looked. I loved her immediately. That is the cruelest part of all of this. I truly loved her once. When she was younger, she followed me everywhere through the palace gardens. I read stories to her at night. I defended her whenever the tutors became too harsh. She used to cling to my sleeve whenever she got frightened during storms. She trusted me completely, and slowly, without either of us realizing it, she took everything from me. At first, it was small things. A cancelled lesson because one of the scholars wanted to examine my sister's unusual aptitude. A dinner where my father spent the entire evening listening to her speak while I sat in silence beside him. A royal gathering where nobles crowded around a child while barely acknowledging me. I told myself it didn't matter, so I worked harder. I studied until sunrise, trained until my hands shook, memorized every law in Starin, every noble house, every military formation. But no matter what I achieved, she eclipsed it effortlessly. At 8 years old, she solved tactical equations used during the war. At 10, priests began calling her blessed. At 12, scholars traveled across continents just to witness her intelligence. They called her the Golden Mind. I remember the exact moment I realized I no longer mattered. I was standing outside the throne room late one winter evening. The doors were slightly open, and I could hear my parents speaking inside. "She may change the future of humanity," my mother whispered. "She is the hope of Starin," my father answered. Not once did they mention me. I stood there listening like a ghost outside my own family. That night, I shattered the mirror in my chambers. After that, the palace became colder. Servants stopped rushing to greet me first. Ministers stopped asking for my opinions. Even the younger royals looked at my sister with admiration in their eyes. And the worst part? She never noticed. She still smiled at me, still tried to spend time with me, still brought me books she thought I would enjoy reading. She loved me completely while unknowingly destroying me piece by piece. That kindness became unbearable because hatred would have been easier if she were cruel, if she had mocked me, if she had stolen from me intentionally, if she had wanted the attention, but she didn't. She was simply brighter, brighter than me, brighter than everyone, and standing beside someone like that slowly makes you disappear. People think jealousy feels hot, violent, explosive. It doesn't. Real jealousy is cold. It is sitting alone in a palace filled with people and realizing nobody would notice if you vanished. It is hearing your parents praise another child while you stand only feet away. It is watching the world decide you are no longer important while pretending to smile through it all. By the time I turned 18, I no longer looked at my younger sister and saw family. I saw the person who unknowingly took my life from me the moment she was born. And the horrible thing is, I think a part of me still loves her anyway.